Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my small presentation of the rudder modification for the Hobbyking 2.32 meter soaring plane. What is the rudder modification here for? Well, it's basically to have a nicer movement on the rudder of the Fox soaring plane, simply because the stock servo for the rudder is mounted in here and has a internal rudder mechanism which is usually in here. However, that mechanism breaks quite easily, or just, well, doesn't have much effect on the rudder anyways. So that is why a rudder modification might be quite interesting for some of you. Now, what do you need for this rudder modification? First of all, of course, a servo. In my case, it's a Hextronic 9-gram servo, HXT 900. You can order it for maybe $3, I think it is at the moment, from www.hobbyking.com. Then you also need a rudder hinge, rudder hinge I think it's called. This one is available, I think 10 pieces cost like $1 from Hobbyking, so they're darn cheap actually. I think for my local shop I would need to pay like €3 for 2 pieces. And as you can see, I cut it slightly off. Maybe that improves the aerodynamic a little bit. I'm going to see, or actually I doubt I'm actually going to notice it, but anyways. And as you can see, the complete plane here is already, well, isn't the newest anymore. That is simply because I had quite a heavy crash with this plane already, and I actually had an onboard camera on the plane while it was crashing, and I'm just going to put this video somewhere, the link to the video just somewhere like bottom left, so somewhere around here. Okay. Now, to the modification itself. As I already said, these two things are what you need, as well as this piece of steel. The steel is maybe 1.5 millimeters, 1 millimeters, I'm not sure at the moment, but it's fast and hard enough so it doesn't bend or anything. What did I do? Well, I basically cut out all things that go to the rudder here. The only thing I left in was basically the how is it called here, that thing, in order to have the rudder keeping at the position where it basically is. And I cut out some foam here in order to place the servo in there. As you can see, it doesn't look very nice, but I think it's useful enough and it should do what it's supposed to do. Then another thing you need is an extension wire for the servo, which you can see coming out right here, basically where the servo previously was. This is the elevator servo, and here was the rudder servo, and the extension cable just comes out where the rudder servo cable or rudder servo linkage was, and the cable just goes all the way down through the fuselage into here and comes out here again. As you can see, I cut out some pieces of foam here and put them back in. This one is actually just mounted there with double-sided tape. It works quite well, in fact. I didn't expect it to work that well. And it also holds, the, how is it called? Like the hatch here. And in there is the elevator steel cable holder, whatsoever it's called, the tube, you know what I mean? And this is the servo cable going into the front of the plane. Okay, let me just close this again. And yeah, this is basically already the modification. All you need is, as I said, the servo, the horn, the steel, and an extension wire in order to get into the front. Maybe you need 2 extension wires depending on where you have your receiver placed. In my case, the receiver is going to be placed here, right where the white Velcro is, and this is basically where I used to place my receiver, but as the cable only goes until like here, I put it here. Okay, now to the movements of the rudder. I'm quite sure that you guys want to see them too. I used the outer hole of the servo arm itself, and I used the inner horn at the rudder servo, which means I will have quite huge rudder movements, which I'm just going to show to you guys right now. Okay, and here we can see this is full left rudder, and yes, you basically can see that it is quite a extreme movement, and you might want to use dual rates. In fact, I am going to use dual rates with this setup. Now to the movement to the right, which you can see here. And this is basically just another quite extreme movement. And now back to neutral, just in order to show you guys that this thing is also capable of going back to neutral again. Here we have it neutral. And now the Hobbyking servo tester I have over here, it's powered by 4 AA batteries, by the way, just in case some people are interested. Yeah, and now just some movements from the left to the right. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. I wish you a furthermore nice day. I don't know, maybe you're watching this in the evening, so yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you.